go horseback riding, or just relax, get your mind in a different place, then your emotions, you can get them to be in line, and you may find out that you are more in control of your own emotions and you're managing it.
Hi there, and welcome to the Bertie podcast. So we've been talking in prep for this just now, talking about a couple areas. I want to just pick your brain on these things. You've spoken a little bit about, okay, I'm mentally drained, or I'm mentally tired. You've spoken about what could be the signs of that. Do you have any advice on what do I do if I'm now mentally tired? What is the antidote to that? You've spoken about passion, passion and purpose and profit. Is that the antidote? Am I not doing what I'm supposed to do? Is that why I get mentally tired?
I'm not necessarily talking about work-life balance. I'm actually talking about being passionate about what you do. Find out what you love doing. And it's not always possible to have a career that you're passionate about. But you can have a second career that you're passionate about, and that is your after-work activities that you're involved with, community service, religion, whatever drives you and makes you happy. That's what you have to find. So you need to find what makes you happy. And there's a lot of things like brain profiling. People can sit with you and just discuss with you, and you realize that is when I'm happy, and that's when I'm not happy. So I should reduce those where I'm not happy and increase the activities that makes me happy.
Okay, let's talk about another scenario. I am following my purpose. I love what I'm doing, and I'm kind of on all the time, but I'm tired, and now we're talking about my body is tired, I'm physically tired. Is it just good enough to sleep for 7 or 8 or 12 hours? Is that enough, or do you need to do them more consistently? What do you think?
Obviously, there should be balance. There should be work-life balance. That you spend enough time in the work environment and step in enough time in your personal environment. But if you're passionate about these things, I do believe that you can carry on much longer than everybody else. But yes, there's supposed to be, every one of us has got a point. Almost like you can call it the point of no return. If you cross that line, doesn't matter how passionate I am about what I'm doing, I will run out of energy. And I may even at that point get to the point that I run out of passion. And you start challenging why you're doing it. So you must be aware of that and manage your life with balance in mind.
Okay. So there's another component to this, and it's maybe something completely different. Sometimes people get emotionally drained and tired. Why would that happen, and what can people do to prevent it? And if they are emotionally drained and tired, what can they do about it?
It's an excellent subject to cover, but it's also a dangerous one for me to talk on. Because emotional tiredness can be something over which you've got no control.
Okay.
Because it's easy if you say, this is my passion and that's what I don't like. You can actually say, I'm not going to dwell down that road. I'm shutting that down. I'm not going to be involved. But when it comes to emotions, often you end up in an emotional relationship or an environment that is sometimes toxic, and you have no control over it. You can walk away from it, but often we realize we have to tackle it and resolve it. And that can be draining. If you find that you don't have any control, then it means you must be more aware. So all your energy goes in being prepared for what might happen. And often it never happens, or else you create it to happen. In other words, you so much want it to happen that you can address it, that you create it out of yourself. So that emotional tiredness is a total different story. But if you can drive your passions, if it means walking around the block, or go horseback riding, or just relax, get your mind in a different place, then your emotions, you can get them to be in line, and you may find out that you are more in control of your own emotions and you're managing it. That's probably one of the better ways to do it. Just find ways to relax, get away from it, even if it's temporary.
So you're talking about, okay, I start realizing I'm emotionally tired because I have interactions with people, and sometimes I go off the rail. I don't manage situations very well, and so some of the mechanisms that I can put in place. How important is it to? You're talking about stepping away and just time for yourself. How important is placing boundaries in relationships? So you might find that some people are abusive in their relationship and emotionally abusive. Would putting up boundaries be a great way to do that? And how does that, because you work in an HR environment as well and you deal with a lot of these things, is that something that's important to have a discussion about, and how do I do that?
Let me try and answer that. I think often what causes that and that emotional tiredness is that we don't really know how to handle these situations, because we don't want to hurt somebody else. But in the meantime, we've been hurt all the time and we're just accepting it. So you must be able to step back from it. Almost like a drone, just go up there and look at yourself in this situation, in this relationship, and analyze it. Is the win-win situation, or is it lose-lose situation? How can you manage this, and how can you make it to work? And sometimes you don't have to make it to work. Maybe it's just not for you to be able to resolve. But you must get to the point, you yourself, because you are the only one that can change, and you can change yourself. So you can change the situation you're in as well.
Thank you very much, Bertie. It's been amazing. If you want to follow Bertie online, go and follow him on SoundCloud, where his podcasts are loaded. Connect with him on LinkedIn, where there's a lot of activity and a lot of distribution of his content. Connect with him, like I said, on LinkedIn. You can go and like his Facebook page and also subscribe to his YouTube channel, where these sessions are being recorded, and you can get access to that. Thank you, Bertie.
Thank you.